Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about Tiger Woods, and we're going to talk about Tiger Woods' recent two-part video series on why he doesn't take divots. This might not seem like a massive thing, but I think it's quite an interesting thing. Now, kind of long story short, probably about 3-4 months ago, Tiger was seen doing a sort of video with Scotty Scheffler, and they were talking about divots. And what Tiger said to Scotty Scheffler at the time was, "I don't take divots when I'm hitting it my best." And Scotty Scheffler was like, "What are you going on about?" And then the video didn't kind of carry on from there. I then created a video sort of talking about, why I think, you don't have to take a divot to hit the ball really well. And then Tiger's recently come out and said, yes, the reason why I didn't take divots was because of this key term width. I used to have a much wider swing back in, late 90s, early 2000s, as opposed to what he has now. And I think that's, again, a really important message. So what I'm not saying in this video is exactly what Tiger did, but what I am trying to say is the message we can take out of that and how you're going to do much better. And this lends itself really nicely with a lot of golfers that I talk about on the channel, and somebody that is goes under the name of Mo Norman, who is a very famous, or was a very famous Canadian professional golfer, very iconic character. And we're also going to cite Bryson DeChambeau because he has similar sort of swing characteristics that Mo Norman used. Now, what we're basically saying is, Tiger, I used to hit it my best when I used to have more width in my swing, and what that meant is Tiger used to have much more of a sort of first move where he would kind of move more into his right side, and he would move the club much wider away from him, and then wider away from him, and then over time he sort of changed that and become a little bit more centralised and whatever. But the thing is, most amateur golfers I meet really don't understand width, and what I'm always trying to get them to do is two things. The feeling that you want to have is you want to get the sense that you're trying to keep your head really still in that first move and get that club head as far away from you as possible. See what I'm doing here? So I want to feel like I take that club back nice and straight, like so, and just get that club. And I love Mo Norman's explanations on his takeaway, because he used to talk about putting a coin down on the ground, and he used to say, "Look, I just take it straight back like this, right?" And that's exactly how it feels for me. I'm sure that's exactly how it felt for him. And again, we're using the key term width, because the term width needs to be get the club head away from the shoulder line. Okay, not like this, okay, like this, right? And that's the first thing. And we can see this with Bryson DeChambeau, because if we pause at left arm horizontal, we're not talking about, this isn't wide, we're talking about this. This is a nice wide position, okay? That club head is wide. Now, if we kind of agree that that's something that I like to see, and you're going to experiment with that, the question is, well, why would I do that? And the answer is because in the start of the downswing, what should happen is you should release the club in such a way where the club should move like this, which basically means my right arm should straighten, so the club head should be moving away from my body. And as we do that type of motion with turning, that's how we end up in a very good impact position. So therefore, what works really well with students I get the chance to work with is if I can get a student to be in a backswing position where they're keeping that club head as far away from their body as possible, it's way easier to just do this. If you're somebody who kind of gets into this position, you've got to do a lot more wrist movement to start that downswing, and I think it's something that is very easily avoidable, and it's an unnecessary movement. So the message that we're taking out of today is I want you to start practicing with width, so get the club head away from you and do some little half swings first and foremost. Okay, and what you'll notice is that you'll get a nice contact on the back of the ball, and very similar to 2000 era Tiger, you should notice that you might just bruise the turf, but you won't be taking a big divot. And what I'm trying to say is I think that's a really healthy way for you to then continue your swing to here and then eventually a little bit longer, because it makes a massive difference. And that's why I want to talk about it. I'll see you soon.